that San Jose, you name it, the police let mobs of illegals and others waving Mexican flags beat women up, you name it, and now the police have confirmed what we witnessed and videotaped, and our listeners videotaped. You can see our listeners' own videos on Infowars.com right now, that the police in a tweet have admitted they did it to not incite further violence. Let people be attacked so that it won't incite more violence. No, that encourages people to engage in violence, and they're trying to let people engage in violence to intimidate Trump supporters or people for the First Amendment to come out, period. This is one of the most dangerous precedents I've ever seen, and truly is like the brown shirts of Nazi Germany. See the videos at Infowars.com right now. And then next, New York Times finds Trump threat to First Amendment, yet downplays anti-Trump free speech denial in San Jose. As others like the mayor say, folks got what they deserved. So it's a mixed bag. Meanwhile, Don Salazar from Infowars.com reports school bars 9-year-old from wearing Make America Great Again hat. Go see the local newscast for yourself. You cannot make this stuff up. And then meanwhile, school calls sheriff on 7-year-old for sharing Bible verses, saying separation of church and state. You're allowed to talk about whatever you want, whether it's Pokemon or Godzilla or the Bible or whatever. It's the school can't directly force a religion, but this is how they're destroying free speech everywhere. And I have stacks of more articles. And of course, this is happening in California. But see, if you can shut down Trump people, you can shut down everybody, folks. They're coming after free speech. They're coming after internet freedom. They're coming after everything in our face. And it is totally and completely sickening. Everyone needs to go to Infowars.com, scroll halfway down the page, and click on the video, La Raza, the hidden hand of hate, supremacy group continues to infect American policies, and this judge that Trump's exposing is high level in this organization. And wants illegals to be legalized. This is an act of sedition against our republic, allied with the globalist. That after we play this report, we're going to come back with Roger Stone and drill into who this judge is to understand how this is part of a multinational, global ganging up on America and our system to implode it, finally get our guns, and bring in the world government. Stay with us.
Most people are aware that the Ku Klux Klan is a white power organization. Some are even aware of the fact that the KKK was created by the Democratic Party. Even fewer are aware of the Klan's foothold in Washington, D.C. Some people are aware of the new Black Panther Party, but are they aware of its true purpose? And most people don't bat an eye when they hear the respectful allowance of La Raza to enter the U.S. political landscape.
Be it known by this President that I, Kirk Watson, Mayor of the City of Austin, Texas, do hereby proclaim October 12th as Dia de la Raza, Day of the Race.
But most people have no idea what La Raza really is or where it came from. Recently, an exhibit at the Bob Bullock Museum in Austin, Texas, glorified the explosive event that took place in the small Texas town of San Diego in 1915. When a Spanish document appeared calling for Chicanos, African Americans, Native Americans, and Japanese immigrants to start a race war at 2 a.m. on February the 20th, 1915. The document also called for the execution of all adult white males over the age of 16 and the recapturing of Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, and Colorado from the United States government. In July of 1915, bands of Mexican revolutionaries entered the Rio Grande Valley. These guerrilla forces disrupted transportation and killed several Anglo-Americans. One of these sporadic raids, led by Pancho Villa, caused General John Pershing to enter northern Mexico in pursuit. The escalating tensions were finally brought to a standstill when Mexican and U.S. officials agreed to a peaceful settlement. Ancient history, right? Wrong.
At the forefront of the revolutionary movement is the Raza. When you go to Venezuela,
can't stop us. There's too many of us. We're ready. We're breeding by the day.
Back to Europe! This is America! Look your colors! You're white! You don't belong here!
This used to be Mexico, you know what I mean? And the people that were here before, they're just not gonna get up and leave.
Mexico! 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 Arriba Mexico!
You think we have kids because we like sex? No, we're having kids ready to start this war. Believe me. I got another one on the way, and she'll be strapped up, ready for you. Come get it. Come get it. Come knock on my door and see what happens. We're ready. We're ready.
In fact, a secondary plan of San Diego called for the establishment of a Republic of Texas, made up of Texas, New Mexico, California, Arizona, Mississippi, and Oklahoma. San Antonio, Texas, would be the place where the revolutionary leadership would be based. So when Donald Trump's university is being scrutinized by a member of the La Raza Lawyers of San Diego, it should now make sense why this is a clear indication that the body politic has been infiltrated. The Daily Caller reports, United States District Court Judge Gonzalo Curiel, the man presiding over the class action lawsuit against Trump University, is a member of the La Raza Lawyers of San Diego and oversaw the gift of a law school scholarship to an illegal alien. In his 2011 judicial questionnaire to become a federal judge, Curiel revealed his history with La Raza. Why has racism been allowed to fester and rear its ugly head unchecked? While being displaced on a presidential candidate forcing American citizens to face the danger growing exponentially on our border, while the spirit of racism is used more as a social weapon than treated as a social ill. Simple. Because it has power over the masses, and the bought and paid for media plays it for all it's worth. Racism gets the common people nowhere, a nowhere the corporocratic New World Order wants all of its subjects to dwell in.
We need unity among black, white, brown, red, and yellow, everyday, ordinary people. So I'm throwing some questions out there. The original Black Panther Party, formed in October of 1966, of which I was a member, believed in all power to the people. Black, white, brown, red, and yellow people. All right? All of us. Because we understood and we understand today that this struggle is about all of us. You know, resistance is not futile. It is essential to our life and our liberty.
We have record immigration, illegal immigration in the history of the world. In the history of the world. We cannot assimilate this many people. And the government is teaching them to be balkanized, whether you're from Russia or China or Mexico, to control us. It's divide and conquer. And it finally destroyed the Roman Empire. And we're following that same path now.
John Bound for InfoWars.
Now, this is going to be a three-part interview. Today, we are going to look at this judge who has been ruling basically against Trump and doing unprecedented things in the Trump University case. And I'll be honest with you, I've kind of ignored Trump University to a certain extent. I've done some research. But after Trump came out and said this guy is a Mexican, and by Mexican, his loyalty is to Mexico. And so I did some research and found out, wow, Trump needs to go further here. This guy is the head lawyer over a lawyer group based in California that for decades has been promoting basically race-based brainwashing. Now, I don't like the Ku Klux Klan, but Mecha and La Raza and organizations like this, as John Bound's report, that's up on Infowars.com, The Hidden Hand of Hate breaks down, these guys basically operate just like the Klan. They say, for those inside our race, everything. For those outside the race, nothing. La Raza means the race. So I see Trump say this about this judge, and I think, what, you're just saying because he's Mexican in his heritage that he ruled against you? Has Trump gone too far? And I go look it up, and the guy is worse than what Trump's saying. And that's the problem. Trump will just throw something out that's true, but then, I guess with the sound bites, not get into the whole background of it. So we're going to talk about this judge a little bit right now. But I tell you, it's a fair headline to say that this judge is the equivalent of a Hispanic Grand Dragon. And John Bound's report breaks down the Democrats, the history of the Klan. It's easy to organize people around race-based systems. You know, the Klan says they're persecuted too. Well, Mecha and La Raza say that as well. So I got to say, Donald Trump is completely right again. This ties into the whole Trump University. I know that the Clintons have their own much bigger scandal. Roger Stone is here to break this down. But this judge, Gonzalo Curiel, This guy is simply amazing, and now we know why he is doing things in these rulings that's unprecedented. I just hope Trump unloads on him with, like this Daily Caller article, judge presiding over Trump University case is a member of La Raza. And again, that means the race. People say, well, that's okay because Hispanics can say we're a racial group, but whites, if you say we're in a racial group, it's bad. No, when people organize politically and say we're only for our group, classically liberal views are that's dangerous and bad, a la Adolf Hitler. Roger Stone, what do you have to say?
Well, Alex, I think, first of all, that it's important to establish that the judge is not only a Mexican radical, he's also a Hillary Clinton contributor. But let's put this entire this entire Trump University question into context. Trump University was a real estate course, and it was a very successful one for many people. Now, there were a very small percentage of students who were unhappy with the success of the course because they didn't go out and make $1 million immediately. There's an overwhelming satisfaction rate. The number of dollars involved here are relatively small. This scandal pales in comparison to Laureate University. Laureate University is a multi-million-dollar scam, essentially a series of colleges and schools where people were induced to load up on enormous personal debt. And then the college hired, or Laureate hired Bill Clinton as their chancellor, paid him $16 million, which was illegally concealed for 5 years, never reported as required by law. And the IFC, the International Finance Corporation, would give the schools $150 million. On top of that, Hillary Clinton's State Department would give Laureate $55 million. It turns out the guy running Laureate, Becker, is a convicted felon, a scamster who has also benefited and been a major donor to the Clinton Foundation. So Trump needs to counterpunch, Alex. He needs to be very blunt. Trump University, nothing compared to the scandal at Laureate University. The real question is, why isn't Laureate University on the front page of every paper in America instead of Trump University?
When I sit here and say that La Raza and Mecha are communistic, anti-white, racist organizations, I'm not exaggerating. Look it up. And I protested them. I protested the Klan. I find it distasteful. But the difference from the Klan is people know it's bad. It's being eradicated. Politically, people are turning away from it for decades. With the Mecha and La Raza, it's pushed by the Fortune 500. It's pushed by the media because they want it.
Yeah, it's politically correct. It's almost chic. It's radical chic to be for these poor Mexican people.
And, you know, there's this elitism with these communist groups and others that make me sick. But getting back to this, let's talk inside stuff with Trump and give me your real take on this. I know you will, or you'll just say you won't answer. Is this a pattern with Trump on purpose? Because he always puts out a little info. It sounds incendiary, and every time it turns out to be true, where he says this guy is a radical, he's a Mexican, he isn't for America because he's a Mexican. And I think, man, that's not true. A lot of people I know are some of the best Americans there are, super patriots. And then I go research, this guy is a flaming Grand Dragon, radical Hispanic racist. And so they're attacking him. Is Trump waiting, knowing the rest will come out and he's proven right again? Am I wrong in saying Trump should do the data dump up front? Or did he just read an article, see the intel, say it, but not go all the way? I mean, is this planned, or is this Trump only launching half of his bullets?
I think it's instinctual, Alex. I think that he understands that it is in the pressures of a campaign, you only can get so much data out. On the other hand, as the presumptive nominee, he can always get covered. And therefore, I think it's seriatim, meaning first you put out the red meat, he attacks the judge. Now he's going to develop that. And then he'll move to the counterpunch on Laureate. This issue is going to redound to his benefit because he's not a sitting duck.
So that is what he's doing, though. He's smart, man. This is the guy we need as a president. I mean, it's very Machiavellian, but in a good way.
Well, he understands the need to get your story out there in clips, in bites that people can digest. The people aren't interested in a long treatise on Laureate or Trump University. They want to get to the essence of this issue.
So he puts it out. He knows the establishment thinks they can misrepresent it. He waits, he baits them, and then all the data comes out.
Not only that, but if he wants to be on CNN or Fox tomorrow, he simply has to make a phone call, and he can get a 20-minute or 30-minute bite in which he can develop this in a way that is more effective than as a segment of a speech in front of 30,000 people. So, look, he's smart like a fox. He understands the news cycle. He understands the need to stay on offense. Who else would have the nerve to say Hillary Clinton is